with Stats, episode number 14. Tonight's episode, I'm going to recap the most previous No Prep Kings race, which was North Carolina, Galat Motorsports Park. I'm going to discuss the points again because there still seems to be some confusion and a lot of hatred towards the points layout for this season, and as well as take any questions or comments you may have. As always, I start with my shout outs. How you doing, Kev? What's up, buddy? Hi, Vita. How are you? My shout outs, obviously my partners, as you can see scrolling below, Martin Motorsports, Richard Rowe, Nate Sailor Racing, Howell Motorsports. Guys support me a lot, and I'm so grateful for them and continue to support me. I want to give a shout out to Nate Sailor for winning his first ever grade 8 on Friday. And also that put him in a great position to challenge Kai for the grade 8 championship. Want to give a special shout out to Dana Merchant for winning his second invitational this year. That dude's been doing it since the beginning this season, and he is right there in the invitational scoring. He is actually in first place now in the invitational points, the team points. So shout out to Damon. I want to give a special shout out to B-Rad for his Outlaw Big Tire win. I think there was some confusion. I didn't post it because I wasn't sure what was going on. I saw the race. I still don't really know exactly what happened. I know there was I think it was supposed to be B-Rad and Doc for the finale, but Doc might have been broke. And then so Doc allowed B-Rad to race Bodie instead. I'm not sure how it all went down. But all I know is B-Rad got the Outlaw Big Tire win. So congrats to him. As you know, B-Rad is a small budget race program. He's the nicest guy in the world. So it's cool to see B-Rad doing well, even if it is Outlaw Big Tire. It's good. That's a good win for him. That's good. He was flying. What's up, Steven? How you doing? Hey, Joan. Hey, Cecil. Anthony, how you going? I will try to get your questions. If you hang on till the end, I will definitely have time for all your questions. Oh, there you go, Ryan. Thanks, man. So Doc was broke. Couldn't run the final if they wanted to. Okay, so there you have it. Congrats to B-Rad, though. Doc was flying, too. Don't get me wrong. I was surprised that he didn't make it in the Invitational. That was like his race your way in was like the only bad hit he made, I think, all weekend. Unfortunate for him because he was flying. And then I want to give a shout out to Kai and Ryan for the trades they made. So Kai trades for Damon 2 weeks ago. Damon wins the Invitational this past weekend. And then Ryan trades for Nate 2 weeks ago. And actually Nate won the Invitational the weekend he traded for him. So shout out to Team Kai and Team Ryan for making moves. They got two of the top guys when they traded for Team Bodie. And I will get into that a little bit later. But I will say, shout out to Kai and Ryan, making moves when it matters. So, all right, so I'm going to recap the North Carolina race. Let's see. Hey, John, how's it going, man? Screams. There are two points races left. This weekend is Steele, Alabama, and the following weekend is Ennis, Texas. Those are the 2 points. Now, there is at least one race, if not 2 races after Texas. One's in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, I believe. And there's supposed to be another one after that, even though it hasn't been announced yet. So there's probably 2 races left after Texas. Now, those are not points races for this season. I have heard through the grapevine that they might be qualifying races, possibly, for next season's No Prep Kings. We'll see. I'm not sure. I'm sure I won't know until it actually happens. But hey, Melissa, how are you? So I'm going to get into the recap of the grade 8 from Friday night. So we saw Damon beat Lizzie Musey in the first round. Axeman beat Kayla. Nate beat Kai Kelly, and which was a big win. That was a big win for Nate right there, and for the rest of the grade 8 field because Kai got 0 points in the grade 8 on Friday night. And then Sean beat Ryan in the grade 8 first round. Second round we saw Nate beat Sean, as well as Axeman beat Damon, and then Nate beat Axeman in the finale to get a bunch of points and to get his butt back up to grade 8 to the third place now. I do have the standings for the grade 8. I think it's this one. So these are the grade 8 standings up to now. Kai Kelly is still in first place with 50 points. Axeman is in second with 39.5. Nate Saylor's in third with 35. Sean Ellington's in fourth with 30.5. Giuseppe's in fifth with 27. Kayla's in sixth with 26. Dana Merchant's in seventh with 17.5. And Lizzie Musey's in eighth with 16. If the points look weird with the half points, that's because last race and this upcoming race are 1.5 times multipliers. So the normal grade 8 goes as follows. If you win the grade 8, you get 10 points. If you are runner-up in the grade 8, you get 7 points. And if you are a semifinalist, so you win your first round and you lose in the second round, semifinalist, you get 3 points. Now, this week and next week are 1.5 times that. So this week to win it was 15. This past week was 15 points to win it. Second was like 10.5, and third was 4.5 or something like that. So that's where you get the halves in there. As you can see, I have guys highlighted green. Based on 2 remaining races, the drivers in green still have a chance at winning the Grade 8 championship. Things to note that second place Axeman will actually not be in the Grade 8 this week because he is in 10th place in the Invitational. So he actually is going to miss out on the Grade 8 this week, but he still has a chance because the final race is for double points. So the winner would get 20 points for winning. So Axeman's still in it, although he will not be in it this week. And then you see someone like Giuseppe, who's in 5th place in points right now with 27. He is also not in the Grade 8 next week. And then with the following week, if he was to win it, would be 20 points. That would only give him 47 points. So he could not win a championship. So he is not in green. He is mathematically eliminated from winning a Grade 8 championship this year. So that's the Grade 8. Let me go back to this. I don't see. Hey, Donald, how you doing? Hey, Adam, what's up, man? All right, so that's the Grade 8. The upcoming Grade 8 is as follows. So Damon, Nate, Kai, Kayla, Sean, Ryan, Lizzie, and Robin. Those are your top 8 in point standings for Saturday. So they will be the Grade 8 for Friday night. All right, let's recap the Invitational Saturday. Or actually, it was Sunday because Saturday was rained out, so they scheduled it for Sunday. The Invitational, round 1. We saw Rich Bruder beat David Gates. Kayla Morton beat Bodie. Nate Saylor beat Chuck Sightsinger. Clay Cole beat Tony McKinney. Mike Bowman took out Greg Chandler. Robin Roberts beat Bobby Ducote. Callie Mills beat Brandon James. Jeff Lutz beat Chris Rankin in the Battle of the Turbos. Kyle Canyon beat Scott Taylor. Kyle Canyon was flying on Sunday. Throw that in there. He was looking good. Daddy Dave beat Larry Larson. Chuck 55 beat Jim Howe. Damon Merchant beat Lizzie Musey. Ryan Martin beat Jimmy Taylor. Axeman beat Kai Kelly. And Giuseppe beat Justin Swanstrom. And lastly, Sean beat Paige Coughlin. Some upsets there. Some big wins there for some guys. Kai going out in the first round again, just like he did on Friday night. So Kai went out Friday night and Sunday in the first round. Round 2, Sean Ellington beat Mike Bowman. Ryan Martin beat Jeff Lutz. Kyle Canyon beat Axeman. Daddy Dave beat Kelly Mills. Robin Roberts took care of Clay Cole. Giuseppe beat Chuck 55. Kayla Morton beat Rich Bruder. And Damon Merchant beat Nate Saylor. That was a big win for Damon right there in the second round. 2 rookies, 2 guys that are hot right now in No Prep Kings. I'd say they're the 2 hottest guys right now as far as the points races go. Those are the 2 to watch for. Nate, obviously, in the Grade 8, and Damon for Saturday's Invitationals. Those guys are flying right now. Kayla Morton beat Sean Ellington. Damon Merchant beat Giuseppe. Robin Roberts beat Daddy Dave. And Ryan Martin took out Kyle Canyon. In the semifinals, we saw Ryan Martin beat Kayla Morton. And Damon beat Robin Roberts, which left us to an all 405 final. And Damon beat Ryan Martin. Damon was fast all weekend. There was that final race I was expecting. Looked like Ryan went towards the center, I believe, or towards the wall, one of the two. I think he had to get out of it, but both those guys are flying this weekend. It's good to see Ryan back. Going the rounds. Ryan, it was a big win for Damon because Ryan's usually damn near a sure bet for the finale. Ryan can get to the final race. He's like almost 80% in his career. So that was a big win for Damon, and also a good showing for Ryan. So shout out to those two guys. I do have the standings. Let's see here. I don't know if you're able to see it, but we're going to post it anyway. So the invitational standings on Saturday. Damon Merchant is now in first place with 440 points. Nate is in second place with 410. Kai Kelly dropped down to third place. He has 395. Kayla Morton is in fourth place with 340. Sean Ellington's in fifth with 335. Ryan Martin is in sixth, tied for sixth with Lizzie with 325 points. Robin Roberts is eighth with 290. Giuseppe is ninth with 275. And Axeman is 10th with 270. The cutoff this week, if everybody comes to the races and nobody gets dropped and all that stuff, the cutoff should be Paige Coughlin should be in at B-Rad should be in at 26th place. No, I'm sorry. Paige Coughlin should be in at 26th place. Anybody below Paige Coughlin this week should have to race their way in, I believe. So there is your invitational standings on upcoming race win. Now I do have the team standings. So these are the team standings, which are based off the invitational points. So team totals. Kai Kelly is still in first place. Their team has 1,315 points. Ryan Martin moved all the way up to second place now. They have 1,280. Daddy Dave dropped down to third. He has 1,245. Sean Ellington's in fourth with 1,065. Justin Swanstrom's in fifth with 965. Jay Bodie's in sixth with 945. And then Mike Murillo's in seventh, tied with Disco Dean for 530 points. The ones in green still have a chance at the team championship. Unfortunately, Mike Murillo and Disco Dean's teams do not. Mathematically, if the rest of the teams just decide not to show up to the races, Mike and Disco would still have a chance. But obviously, all those other teams are going to show up. So that's why they're not in green, because realistically, they do not have a chance anymore at the team championship. So those are your team standings. Let's see. Let's look at some comments quick, see if I missed anything. Hey, what's up, Greg? What's up, Casey? How you doing? Logan, give me a second, man. Let me get to a couple of things, and I'll take all your questions. I'll be able to figure it out. A couple of things I want to talk about. So I've noticed after I posted the standings yesterday that tons and tons of comments, messages saying that A, either I'm wrong, I don't know what I'm talking about. B, they don't understand how the points work for the Invitational and the Grade 8. C, they think the Invitational winner, points leader, is winning the individual championship. There's all kinds of stuff. So I wanted to do this once again. I know I see everybody's frustration about it and not understanding it, and I felt the same exact way. But that was the night of the draft when I learned all about how the format went down. That was 14 races ago. I've been talking about the points since then. I've even had a video a while back explaining the points and the championships and everything. To this day, I mean, maybe those people, I guess tons of people never saw that video. So I'll talk about it again. We'll talk about the points right now. So there are two different events each weekend. There is the Grade 8 and there is the Invitational. The Grade 8s run on Friday night and the Invitationals run on Saturday. Lately, it's been run on Sunday because it's been rained out, but 2 events. Okay. The grade 8, they have 2 different sets of points. The points do not combine with each other. They do not interact. 2 separate points. Okay. So the grade 8 points are as such. You get, like I just said earlier, you get 10 points to win the grade 8. You get 7 for runner up, and you get 3 points for each semifinalist. Now, those are the points just for the grade 8. Okay. Invitational has a different set of points that do not combine into to come up with a new total points. They are separate. Invitational is 10 points for making it in the Invitational. So let's say you race your way in, you get 10 points for getting in the Invitational, or you don't have to race your way in. You're already in, and you show up with your car, and you do your burnout. You're getting 10 points. Okay, that's just for getting in the Invitational. Then every round you advance, whether it's a bye, which I think only there haven't been any buys this week because there's always 32 cars. But in the case there would be a bye, you would still get 10 points. Because every round you advance. So basically, if you win, you get 10 more points. So the most points a driver can get on the Invitational in the single night is 60 points. 10 for getting in, and then they go 5 rounds of advance, 60 points. Okay, so 2 separate. Grade 8, separate than Invitation. Now, the way they do combine is this. The winner, the top 8. So Invitational has their own set of points. The top 8 standings. So at the end of a Saturday race, the end of the weekend, there's total points for the Invitational. The top 8 guys at that point are the 8 guys going into the grade 8 at the next race. It's not the top 8 finishers that weekend in the Invitational. It's not the guys who went the farthest that weekend. It's the points. Total points for the season. The top 8 guys are now the 8 in the grade 8 the following week. Okay? That's how they coincide. That's the only thing. All right? It's the only way one has to do with the other. Now, that's the points. That's how the grade 8 is determined. Now let's talk about the championships. This year, the grade 8 championship, okay, the winner of the grade 8 in their own points system, the winner of the grade 8 is considered your individual champion. He's considered the solo individual champion. Okay? Just like every year in the past, like last year, the grade 8 and the Invitational were combined, and the winner of that was the solo individual champion. Okay? So, the grade 8 winner is your individual champion. That's it. The winner of the Invitational on Saturday, like right now, Damon has the most points. He doesn't win anything for doing that. He wins nothing. Now, each week he wins 40 grand for winning the race, right? And then what he's really doing, and he's putting himself in a better spot to continue to be in the grade 8. But what he's really doing is earning his team points. So Saturday is the team points system. Okay, so you got 5 guys on a team. They all make it in the Invitational. You add all their Saturday points up, and that is the total points you get that week for your team. So, like I've said for a while, yes, Damon is leading right now in the Invitational point standings. All that means is he has earned the most points out of anybody else for his team. He hasn't earned any grade 8 points. He hasn't earned any championship points for the individual. He's only earned team points. Okay, I hope everybody can understand this. I am not by any means saying it's an amazing system. I am not saying I like it. All I am saying is that's the bottom line. Those are the facts. That's how it works. Okay, this year, the team championship, whoever wins the championship for the team, they win $200,000. Okay, the grade 8 champion, which is the individual champion, they win. Everybody's laughing. They win $100,000. Okay, so at the end of the day, yes, Damon is in first right now on Saturday for Invitational. Nate's in second. Kai's in third. But Kai right now would win the individual champion. He would win 100 grand, and then his team would be win the 200 grand for so he would be a double champion right now. Okay, just understand that. That's how it is. I'm looking at all the smiley faces, and I will. But yeah, so that's the points championships. That's the totals. That's how it goes down. Like I said before, Damon, if the season ended right now, Kai would be your individual champion, and Kai's team would be the team champions, and Damon would win $0 for doing that. I mean, I'm sure. Sorry, Damon would actually win money for the team, right? But he would win no money for himself for doing that. Okay. Second place, Nate Saylor would mean nothing. If his team don't win nothing, Saturday means nothing. Now, I was asked, why do I even post the individual stats and points for Invitational? It's because if I just posted the team standings every week and said Kai Kelly has 1,300 points, everyone asked me, well, how many points has each team member got for his team? So that's why I post them. Street Outlaws Live. If you don't follow Street Outlaws Live is the official points, standings, and rules and everything you need to know each week on Facebook. It's called Street Outlaws Live. Make sure you follow that. Look at it. They post their point standings usually during the week sometime, Wednesdays, something like that. But their points match my points. Their leaders match my leaders. Everything is exactly the same. Okay. So if you don't believe me, you don't trust me, go to Street Outlaws Live. Okay. I even brought up a post from from Street Outlaws Live. Right here, it tells you Friday is the individual champion, and it was Sunday last week, but Saturday the invitational race is the team championship. So there are the rules. They post this every single week. I'm not lying. I'm not making shit up. This is the rule. This is the points. So if you've been commenting on my stuff, still confused, I'm pretty much just been deleting shit because I'm like, I'm not going to answer everybody's stuff anymore. Like, this is how it is. If you don't understand it, I can't help you anymore. That's it. That's the last time I'm going to talk about it. Anyway, so that's it. That's how the season works this year. Like I said, every year it's switched up. Like last year, there's good and bad things this year for it. Okay, I'll talk to you about. I know everybody. Some people have brought up stuff about last season that they loved it. They loved it. They loved it that the grade 8 and the invitation were combined last year in the points, and they thought that was the true champion. Okay, sure, why not? One little stat you would know, if it wasn't combined last year, Ryan still would have won the championship like it is this year. So whether it was combined last year or not combined like this year, okay, Ryan would have won the championship either way last year. So just throw that little tidbit in there for you, people who don't like it. Anyway, that's how it goes. One thing I wanted to mention before I look at the questions. Sorry, Casey. That's it, buddy. That's all you get, man. So this year, now season 4 was the first year where they pretty much allowed newer rookies in, kind of opened it up to future class guys to come in. That was season 4. That was Swanstrom and Eric Kay's rookie year. And then they expanded the races to like 15 or 16 races that year. Anyway, since season 4, no 2 rookies, aka Damon and Nate, have won multiple events in the same season. So the rookies kicking ass. I am not on Damon and Nate's nuts like some people think I am, Richard. I post about the people winning. So Damon and Nate are winning right now. And if Kai starts winning again, then I'll be posting about Kai. It's cool I get to post about Murder Nova. Sean. I'm so excited for Sean. Get to post about him a lot. It's just guys I don't get to post about because they don't win. So, but it's cool to see different guys, and I get to talk about different guys and stuff this year. So, if you got any questions, I'll take any questions you have. Comments, I like to read comments too. You get your opinion on things. I don't get enough opinions in my posts. People don't give me their opinions enough. Let's see. Let's go back to before I started going on my rant. I think this year point system sucks. You aren't the first. You aren't the only one, Day. Some people do think it sucks. I have my opinions about it, but I don't think it sucks. Yeah, I don't think it sucks. That is not true, Bucci. We caught all 5 guys. Donald, you like the point system with one exception. What is that one exception? Go ahead, Don. Say it away, buddy. Speak your mind. Sorry, Chris. That's it. What's up, Anthony? Appreciate you, man. So are they making Nate add weight now that he is kicking teeth in? Not that I know of. I mean, they'd have to make more than just him add weight because he has the same combination as a bunch of people. So if they made Nate add weight, they'd have to make other people add weight. Asphalt RC, thank you, sir. That's the thing. If you don't trust my stats or whatever, just check out Street Outlaws Live every week too. They post the official stats, as you call it, every week, like Wednesday or Thursday. So they're always exactly the same as mine. I just happen to post mine. Usually try to post them on like Sunday. Kendra, yeah. Jangalang, baby. He's the point leader right now. So you're saying just no, they don't. They don't have a chance, unfortunately, Greg. I think this year will be the only year the grade 8 is the individual championship. You got to try something to see if it works. Yeah, man. Every year you got to switch it up. You can't just keep doing the same shit every year. You got to switch it up. I mean, 2 years ago they did team attack. I thought that was cool. Last year they did the grade 8 for the first time and got rid of the team stuff. And then this year they brought the team stuff back in a different way. Who knows? Maybe next year they'll do something similar to team attack, but combine it with some of the features they had this year for the team stuff. I don't know. All I know is switching it up is always the best way to do it, because they need to put on a show both Friday and Saturday. The reason they started that team attack thing is because Friday was always just grudge passes and stuff, and now they have a reason for fans to come on Fridays is because the big dogs race on Fridays too. So you get to see Friday and Saturday, you get to see action, not just Saturdays. Her rookie year, Kayla. No, she did not. She might have won a no. No, I don't think. No, Kayla didn't win anything her rookie year. I think Kayla's rookie year was like season 3 or 2, maybe. That was a long time ago. Kayla also took off a year. Anyway, Joe, appreciate you, man. Jonathan, I don't know. I don't think so. I keep hearing about adding weight to Nate. They would have to add weight to the combination, which would not just be Nate. It would be a bunch of people. And Nate just lost. I don't know. What is he? Nate's second in points in the grade 8, and he's second in points in the Invitational. So if someone is better than him in the grade 8 and someone is better than him in the Invitational, they have one of the guys has a different combination. So I don't know how you can just add, especially with 2 races left. I don't know, man. I think you just keep it how it is. Thank you, Asphalt. Do you think the tire change has been downplayed? No, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think the tire change has. I think it's them figuring out the right combinations with the weight. I think that's been the biggest thing. I know for the Pro Chargers, because of the 136 or the 140, which one to use based on the weight, so I think that's the biggest. People have switched this year. The Pro Charge guys, a bunch of them have switched from 136 to 140 or vice versa or back and forth, because of that 100-pound weight reduction. So I think that's been, I think Damon has taken advantage of the big block Chevy rules. So it's every year it's rules, right? It's every year it's figured out the best combination you should run, based on your program and based on the rules. So every year the rules change. Every year something gets added weight or taken weight off, or size of the Pro Charger or the overdrive and the screws, anything. Like if something gets changed every year, so it's just always a matter of fact of figuring that out, what changed and what's going to be the best to your advantage. And some guys take a little while. Some guys, I mean, even the top guys took a little while to figure stuff out of what they wanted to run. So that's what's the biggest difference, in my opinion, is the weight combinations. Agreed, Joe Kelly. Change is always good, man. Don't be afraid of change. Just change, and then the cream rises to the top. Always. Can Kai close it out next week in the grade 8 with a win? He cannot. So if Kai wins next week, he would have 65 points. But if Nate Saylor took second next week, Nate would have 45 points. Actually, he'd have 45 and a half points. Right? Yes. I believe. And then if Nate won the last one, he would have 65 and a half, and Kai got 0, so he got 65. So, yeah. So, no, Kai cannot win it next week just with a win. If Nate takes second, then it's still between Nate and Kai. But it'll be everyone running the new 136. Yeah. Well, why wasn't there a bounty? I don't know. Like every year there's something different, right? Last year they put a bounty on him. They're probably sick of giving up money to him all the time. That's why probably why they didn't do it this year. I agree, Jay, especially for the fans. Fans are pretty hardcore, man. They want to see their guy win. I agree, John. I don't believe, Mark, there's been any changes to the route for the combos this season. But I don't know that officially. And yes, I had heard that there was going to be like assess the rules every 3 races. I'm not sure if they did that or not either. Yeah, Donald, it was the hardest thing is to follow for me is when they bring a guy up and put a guy down, because they have like a driver meeting before the Friday race and before the Saturday race, and they basically do any transactions at that point. So it's hard to, especially if you're not there. Like I'm not there every race, it's hard to follow along. But yep, screams. This will be the last. Everything is right in a row. So this will be the race 7 and race 8 in a row. 8 weeks in a row they've gone now. Kai cannot wrap it up this weekend. No. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Kai could wrap it up this week, but there has to be a couple things happen. So he can wrap it up. And I'm actually going to make a post about that probably maybe tomorrow. I'll do like a scenario. If Kai wins, these people have to lose in order for him to win the championship. But he could wrap it up this week, yes. That's right, Sam. What does Sean need to do to win the grade 8? Well, he's probably got to win the next 2 races. That would give him like 65 points, I believe. Let me look. Grade 8 totals. So if Sean won the next 2 races, that would give him 65 points. He could do it. And then guys like Kai and Nate would just have to not accumulate very many points. Like I said, even Lizzie Musi, who's in 8th place, she has 16 points. If she can win the next 2 grade 8s, that'll give her 51 points. If Kai doesn't get any points in the next 2 grade 8s, Lizzie could win it. I'm not. Nope. Sorry, Jacob. Sorry, buddy. Hey, Jacob. How's your face? How's your face feeling, man? Dave. Hey, speaking of Dave. So, Dave, I saw us. You know me. I'm a stat guy. I'm always got stats going through my mind. I got a stat for you, Dave. I just wanted you to know that if Bodie went to traded Nate and Nate and Damon, if that trade just wouldn't have happened, let's just say Bodie kept the guys on his own team, you would actually, Dave, you would actually be in first place right now. Thought I'd let you know that, buddy. I was going to text you today, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave it. But now that you're in the chat, Dave, appreciate you coming in the chat all the time, buddy. You're like the big supporter when you come in the chat, man. I know you talk to the people too, so I appreciate that. But seeing you in the chat, yeah, man, you'd be in first place right now if those trades wouldn't happen. Dave, you must adding weight to the 136. I'm guessing you run the 140. Is that why you want to add 130 add weight to it, or you can't? Maybe you can't get down to the 136 weight. I'm guessing that's what it is. Logan, good man. Glad you had fun at Galat. No Prep Kings races are awesome, man. Get to one every chance you can get. If Ryan doesn't win the championship, will it change the rules again? The rules change every year. The combinations change every year. Everything, Pro Charger, screw blowers, everybody, especially like the technology, like comes out with newer stuff, faster stuff. So it's year by year. Same with the NHRA or PDRA. Like the rules, combinations, everything changes yearly because these manufacturers come out with better stuff, faster stuff. So you got to kind of change with the times. So every year there's new rules. That goes in all racing, Brad. Ever since I was a young kid and was interested in racing, like it, if you ain't trying to bend the rules a little bit or play in the gray area, you're not trying hard enough to win. So that's definitely true. If there's a gray area, by all means, take advantage of it. No, Nate and Damon do not get to bring so whatever points they have earned, this goes for trades, adds or drops, or put downs and bring ups. Like you only earn the points for the team that you were on at the time. So even though Nate earned like 300 points for Bodie's team this year, those 300 points do not travel along with him when he got traded to Team Ryan. He only earns points on the team he's on at that time. Tim, what's up, man? Be real about what? Does Murder Noah still have a shot at Invitational first place? Let's look. Invitational first place with, let's see, there's the 90 points again plus 120, so 210. Yeah. Sean could definitely win the Invitational or have the most points in the Invitational at the end of the year. Yeah, he's fifth place right now. He's about 105 points back from Damon, which the next race is 1.5 and the last race is double point. So, hi, Dave. Not true. I don't know what that means. Hey, Statman. Thanks for what you. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you, man. Who is going to win? Who's going to win the championship? I don't know. But I just have this feeling it's going to come down to the last race. I hope it does because I'm going to the race. So selfishly, I don't want Kai to win this week and Nate to not get any points. I want the championship to be decided in Texas. That's what I want. Which every single season has been that way, so I hope that continues this way. How do the teams pay for all this? I don't know, Tim. I honestly don't know. Some of these guys got to be in debt big time to pay for all this stuff because the money they're spending and the little bit of money they do win, if they win anything, like it doesn't compare. But that's any kind of racing though. Like this is just at a different level of it, right? But still, I mean, you got to have money to race. You ain't making money racing. That's for sure. So, what's up, Don? That wasn't mean. I love Dave. Dave knows that. Me and Dave are buddies. What place would Bodie be in? If Bodie wouldn't have made the trades, if there would have been no trades, I think Bodie would be like in 4th place. Let me look. Let's see what I wrote down. Grade 8 totals. No. Team totals here. Yeah, so if they wouldn't have made that trade, Bodie would actually be in 4th place right now. Only about 115 points behind Dave, which the way it's going now, that's actually not that many points. So, but coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? Oh, Don, you talking about Jacob? Shit. How come Reaper hasn't been running an invitational? Because he's not. He was on a team for a week, but then he got dropped back down. So he ran one race in an invitational, Jonathan. Yeah, it's going to be a battle. I mean, Sean's team has dropped down a little bit now in the team battle, but Kai, Ryan, and Daddy Dave, those 3 teams, man, they have some heavy hitters all the way through their lineups. So it's going to be a battle to the end for sure. And the team championship definitely won't be decided until the final race because there's too many good people on each team that no team is just going to run away with it next week. So it's all about matchups. It's all about those first round matchups. Who you draw on Saturday, it's tough. There are some ducks. I shouldn't say ducks. There are some guys who A, are struggling at the time, or B, raced their way in and barely made it in, something like that. Because if you're like Kai Kelly, you sure as hell don't want to draw, Nate Saylor or Damon or something first round on Saturday. So it's about draws. It's about matchups, especially this year. And it's about that light. Because I see it every race now, man. It's like, it's all the race is pretty much won on that light. There's not too many times guys are coming around other guys at the big end. It's pretty much won on the light. Whoever hits the light first usually stays out front. Whereas back in the day and a couple of years ago, like, turbos would always come around you on the big end, or, you know what I mean? Or nitrous would get passed on the big end sometimes, but it's like now everybody's so close and so fast that it's all about the light. You pretty much win the race on the light. Ooh, didn't mean to do that. Sorry. I don't know about that, Adam. He's done really well with the screw blower overall this season. I don't know if he goes back to nitrous. Pretty sure the maintenance on the screw blower and stuff is much less than nitrous. Do you think they will keep teams next season? If I had to guess, I would say yeah, Casey. They've done it now, 2 years ago? Last year was not a team thing. I don't think. No. And then this year they did it again. I think the draft was cool. I think bringing the future guys up and letting them get drafted, I think that added obviously to the competition this year. Yeah, I mean, no one else does teams. There's no other former drag racing that does teams, so why not keep it going? Just switch up some of it, right? Switch it up every year. Switch up little pieces of it here and there. Do the stats on Pro Charger versus Nitrogen Screw. Besides Kai's few wins and Lizzie back to back, has been dominated by Pro Charger. I bet Pro Charger wins percentages up there. Depends, TJ, because you got to look at overall. So yeah, there's a lot more people who have a Pro Charger this year than compared to any other combos. But there are some people who have Pro Chargers that have not been running well this year. So it's, for the most part, I would say yeah, Pro Charger is probably the thing to have this year. And probably the 136, that's probably the best combination to have this year. Now, arguably, last year, after they got figured out, you could say the best combination last year was the screw blower. So, towards the end of the round, how it was this year, towards the last 5 races, people have figured out a combination, and it kind of goes around, and they figured it out, and that's like the best combination for the remainder of the season. We saw it last year with screw blowers. Jim Howell won a couple races. and that's how it was last year. One of the years it was Pro Charger, like the Pro Charger was two years ago, I believe, when his first year Ryan won it with a Pro Charger. That was kind of like that same kind of thing too. So every year, one of the combinations is just gonna be better. Um, that's just how it is. Once it's figured out, because you could add weight to the Pro Charger, and then also the screw blowers are running better than the Pro Charger. Then what are you gonna do then? You know what I mean? Like the guys making the rules and making the combinations and stuff like that. I'm sure they're trying to keep it as equal as possible. There's no pleasing everybody, obviously. Thank you, Jason. What's the word about Arizona? Nothing. Same thing. I think it's a qualifying race. I think they're going to do something Friday and Saturday. I'm guessing all of everybody will be there. They all sell their soul to the racing devil. How do you feel about some of the OGs fading out of MPK? I don't know about fading. I mean, who do you mean by OGs fading out? There's some guys who have struggled this year. I just think it's lack of it's whatever they chose. Like, I think the turbo combination is just not it this year. I really don't think they can hang with Pro Charger and screw blower, even nitrous. So you look at someone like Lutz, like he's doing what he can do. Jerry Bird, I think it's maybe his new car, So yeah, I mean, some of the veterans have struggled this year. That's how it goes. So it ain't gonna be good every year. Matthew. Can we talk merchant for a second? The guy has been making some serious licks. I'm impressed. Out of nowhere, just boom, I'm here, motherfuckers. He did right from the beginning. Nate took a little bit to get going. I think the race Nate came out was when he lost to Daddy Dave in the finale. I think that was Kentucky, I believe. But yeah, Damon came out right from jump. Was flying right away. Do they still do first round callouts? They do, but I don't know if there's been any accepted or even any callouts. I'm trying to remember. It's not like it used to be in the first round callouts, because now it's like it doesn't matter really who you like. There's so many fast guys, you ain't gonna call anybody out because you could get beat. Hey JD, how you doing, man? Kyle, you can just watch this video when it's done. I'm not gonna go through all that again. You're welcome, Denise. Thank you for following along. First through 8 in points should be team captains next season. That really wasn't the team captains this year, obviously, right? It wasn't entirely based on performance. Maybe they would do that next year. I don't know. It was more about like that. I think they wanted each regions that are represented. Cali, New Orleans, 405, East. Stuff like that. I think that's what it was. Texas, stuff like that. But I do, John. I think turbo cars are outmatched. Maybe those guys will disagree with me, turbo guys, but I'm sure they'll agree with me. I think the rules are not in their favor. Well, guys, I've been on for 50 minutes now. Hey, Marty, how you doing, man? Thank you, sir. Thank you for following along. Marty Marilat. Check out his Facebook. Check out his website, Marilat Racing. He makes the best shit, man. All the No Prep Kings guys have it. Rear end housings, everything. He does it all. He's the master welder, master fabricator. Check out Marty Marilat Racing. I think I'm gonna get off here. That was my recap. I went over the points. If you have any questions, don't ask me anymore. I'm done answering the questions about how the points work. Watch this. Hey, what's up, Braden? How you doing, man? Shout out to Lil B-Rad here, Braden. They won the Outlaw Big Tire. It's a good kid. Should call him a kid anymore. He's 18, but congrats, guys. You guys been working all year. I know. I see you guys show up every week, put the work in. So it's good that you guys got an Outlaw Big Tire win. But yeah, so y'all have a good night. I'm gonna try to do an interview this week yet, possibly Wednesday or Thursday. Not sure who, but so look out for that. And then look out for the post I'll make. I'm gonna have some stats about who can win yet, what Kai has to do to win next week, stuff like that. So thank y'all for coming on. If you missed anything, you can rewatch the video. It'll be on my Facebook or my YouTube. So y'all have a good night. Peace.